I don't want to be the guy who keeps saying that Daniel Jones and the Colts have to prove it every game that they go out and play. But this game against the Rams on Sunday kind of feels like another game where they have to go out and prove it in a slightly different manner. Like the Colts are good. I have no doubts about that. They've looked great to start the season. Bad teams don't look as good as the Colts have through 3 weeks. With that being said, the three teams that they've beaten have a combined record of 1-8. The Dolphins and Titans are both going to be in a race to maybe have the number one overall pick. I do think that the Broncos are good and they'll figure it out. I do think the fact that they scored, 32, 31, whatever it ended up being against that Broncos defense, I do think that says something. But to be fair, the Broncos I do think that they're underachieving a little bit to start the season. Meanwhile, the Colts are about to go on the road to play against a Rams team that is legitimately good. Like, they could be 3-0 if they just did a better job of blocking Jordan Davis on a game-winning field goal attempt last week. Matthew Stafford is by far the best quarterback that the Colts have played thus far this season. And there's obviously a lot to like about the Rams defense. I have some questions at corner, but I do really like their front seven and their pass rush. And when I talk about this being a prove-it game for the Colts, I don't mean it in terms of them proving that they're a good football team. I mean it in more of a chance to prove to all the haters that they're a legitimately good team. I don't think that they necessarily have to win the game in order to do that. Like there are still murmurs that this Colts team isn't real. Like, I heard Rich Eisen compare the Colts 3-0 start to when the Panthers started 3-0 in 2021 with Sam Darnold. When they started 2-0, people compared them to the 2024 Saints last year, who finished 5-12. Also, by the way, the Panthers in 2021, after starting 3-0 with Sam Darnold, they finished 5-12. I don't think the Colts are going to be 5-12 this year, people. Look, coming into the season, I thought this would be a team that floated around 500, somewhere between 7 and 9 wins on the year. But with the way that they've run the football, they're going to win 10 games. With the way that they run the football and the way in the division that they're in, like, they still get to play the Texans twice. They still get to play the Jaguars twice. And guess what? They get to play the Titans one more time. They could legitimately win all 5 of those games, and that puts them at 8. Okay? So I think that people feel this way about the Colts, though, because there's no doubt that they are going to regress. Okay? Like it is going to happen. They've punted one time through 3 games. That is, they are not going to average 1 punt every 3 games. Like that's not going to happen. So, like, the regression is coming. Okay, but they're still going to have a good offense. The secondary, when healthy, is good. They've got good players in the middle of the defense with DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. They are very well coached on both sides of the football. Like there's a lot to like. Like, even when they regress, they're still going to be a good team. The Colts right now remind me of like a Major League Baseball hitter on a hot streak. Like, if you open the season and you hit 450 and then you regress to 300, you're still a great hitter, even though your batting average dropped by 150 points over the course of the season, right? And in order to be a 300 hitter, like, you have to do a lot of things well. You have to know the zone. You have to have a nice swing. And I think the Colts much more resemble a good hitter starting the season off hot than like a bad hitter who starts the season off hot, right? Like a guy who's like, maybe he casts his hands, his swing's long. As soon as pitchers figure that out, they're going to run fastballs in, and he's going to hit 230, okay? They are much more like the good hitter who started 450 and is going to finish the year 300 because they just do a lot of things well. Like, they have one of the best offensive lines in football. Jonathan Taylor has been the best running back in the NFL to start the year. He's not going to slow down. They have a multitude of weapons that are all really good. They may not have like one truly elite wide receiver, but they've got like 4 really good ones. And then you've got a tight end in Tyler Warren who has been impactful from the moment that he showed up. Okay, so Like, they have the weapons. They're going to be able to run the football. The question is Daniel Jones, right? And he's going to regress as well. Like, he's not going to make every throw, perfect all year. He's going to turn the football over at some point. Jonathan Taylor, he's going to fumble the football at some point during the year. But even when those things start to happen, like they have the structure in place to be good on offense. They can run the football. They have a good offensive line. They have a nice array of weapons. They have a good play caller in Shane Steichen, who finally has a quarterback who can run his system the way that he wants them to. So, like, if people are questioning the Colts, it should not be about Daniel Jones in this offense. If you should question the Colts and their ability to maintain this, you should ask questions about the defense, because the run defense hasn't been very good. Okay, like the Dolphins averaged like over 7 yards a carry in that game, but when you're down 17-0 in the first half, like, you have to throw the football a bunch. J.K. Dobbins, he averaged over 5 yards a carry in that loss to the Colts. But when you're going blow for blow and you have to score points, like, you're just naturally going to throw the football a little bit more often. So I have questions about that. Their secondary, like, their cornerback room is really banged up. They're starting Xavier Howard, who didn't even play football last year. So, like, there are some questions on defense. And if you want to say, hey, like, the Colts are going to fall off because the defense isn't sustainable, then that is a much more reasonable argument than saying that this offense is going to fall off. Because, yes, while it will regress a little bit, it's not going to be because the offense is bad. It's going to be because it's just impossible to be this efficient all year. So they've got a really big game against the Rams. If you like the Colts to win the game, I would bet the over. I'm personally taking the Rams, but I do think that the Colts are going to go out west and give a really good team in the Rams, a team with legitimate Super Bowl aspirations. I do think the Colts are going to go out there and give them a really tough game that is going to come down to the wire.